How you going? You know, you two are a breath of fresh air, and I really mean that. And I love everything you talk about, and I agree with you 100%. The lady is at
Karalee. Hello, Ken.
Yeah, how are you?
Good, thank you.
It's probably the first time I've spoken to you, but I tell you what, we need you in Adelaide, and we need you on in the night program. And it was quite funny because your freedom of speech, we keep on talking about that here and on the radio stations, which is getting less and less now. And you are one of the only shows that actually let people get on and say what they feel. And, you know, and it really is something that we need. And all the world's gone through these problems. I mean, look at them all now. They're all changing their stance on their immigration policies that were brought in by governments over the last 10, 15 years that flooded their countries. They had no housing. They had no jobs. And the same's happened here when Albanese and his mob let in 500,000 people. I mean, they didn't even know who half of them were. I mean, and to me, that's just incompetence beyond belief, and they should be held accountable for that, and they will be held accountable for that. And, just on that business about the radio in Adelaide, I couldn't believe it tonight. I was listening to it, and the radio announcer there, he was having a whinge about me because people have heard me on your radio station saying that they don't allow freedom of speech, and it's just if you agree with him or what they're all saying. And people will have actually rung him up and texted him, and he actually agreed with them, and he won't let me on their station now because for a little while until he sees...
Look, thank you. Thanks, Ken. I'm all for a bit of freedom of speech and stuff, but if you've got a problem with an announcer on 5AA, I'm sorry, you really need to take it up with them. My show, when I'm hosting, my show is not a forum for someone to sink the boot into someone else. I will say there have been callers I've told to, I've given the boot to over time. Sometimes people just don't see eye to eye. Sometimes, as you've just come on now, Ken, I don't mean this in a bad way, but you've come on with a couple of opinions, and you've just given Karalee and myself a bit of sort of like a lecture for 2 minutes there, rather than joining a conversation. That can be a really tiring way for a host to deal with a call. We love a good chat. Yeah. So if you want to ring in and have a chat, you have a chat. But if you want to ring in and lecture a radio host, we can get a little tired of it sometimes. And so maybe you've actually got a little bit of blaming it yourself with perhaps the way you were talking to that announcer. You just don't see eye to eye. It happens. But, maybe just change the approach a little bit. Try and be the bigger person, as it were, and give it another crack and see how you go. If not, calls are always welcome when I'm on, but I just had to let you go there because I'm not into letting anyone bag another announcer. And I'm not defending the announcer, but I'm also not, I just don't take part in those conversations. But thank you, Ken, for the call, and thank you for your 2 minutes. We do need to break. We'll come back with more for Karalee after this.